What's happening, guys? This is AJ. First off, I just want to segue this video with the fact that this is not a hate or a bash on CrossFit at all. This video is strictly educational and strictly my opinion. I think there's good and bad CrossFits, just that like there's good and bad powerhouse gyms, there's good and bad martial arts gyms. So this is not a gross generalization of CrossFit. This is just my opinion, just one guy's opinion. So CrossFit came onto the scene blazing, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It's gotten really popular. I think it's definitely a positive thing in the fitness industry because it's bringing more people into fitness, and it's bringing like a tribal kind of community, local community type feel to it, which is amazing, which I really love. That's one of the main things I love about CrossFit. But however, one of the things of many that I dislike about CrossFit is basically there's no qualification process for the most part. Maybe in some CrossFit gyms somewhere in the United States or elsewhere there is a qualification process, but what I have seen from my personal experience with clients and people that have trained there, that there is not a qualification process. So what do I mean? I mean, basically, you can be Grandma Jones and you could come into CrossFit and you're going to be doing the same workout as Timmy, who's 25 years old, jacked up and ripped, and has been doing this type of training for years and years and years on end. He's a lifelong athlete. Well, there's something wrong with that, right? I understand the need to make money, and it's a great business model, but at the same time, you got to be safe, and you can't just be a business out to make money and not be ethical, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, Grandma Jones has no business doing snatches. She has no business doing burpees or anything of the like. And I feel like when people go into these classes, they're just not prepared physically, mentally, or all of the above. So there needs to be a qualification experience process, in my opinion, with my clients. What I do is I utilize the functional movement screen. What is that? Well, we just look at basic movement patterns and see how you move, see if you're ready to put weight over your head. We see if you could even touch your toes, but we're going to work on things to get you to that level. We're not going to just bring you in at the top level and expect you to do well and also not get injured, right? Because I see far too often people getting injured, like it's an insane rate. I think it's like there was a study done, 3 out of 4 people, over 75% of people that try CrossFit reported getting injured. And that's just the people that reported that. So think about all the people that got hurt that didn't attribute it to CrossFit or just didn't report it in general. Right, so I've had clients that come to me with herniated discs in their neck from CrossFit. I've had people come to me with slap tears in their shoulders, labral tears in their hip flexors and their hips. Right, the list goes on and on. But what I don't see is a well-functioning athlete coming from CrossFit that's not injured, not burnt out, and has a good hormonal profile. So I think CrossFit, like I said, has brought a lot of positives, but along with that has brought a lot of negatives. Hey, listen, I'm not the best personal trainer in the world, right? I've done plenty of mistakes, but I've corrected them, right? And I'm not perfect, not by a long shot, but there's definitely a lot of things that CrossFit can fix about its system. And I think that if it became more of a holistic system, right? I think incorporating paleo into that whole CrossFit culture has been a great thing, right? Because paleo is kind of introducing like local food and local community and helping your brethren and being part of a team, and that's I think the biggest plus to CrossFit. But again, there's no qualification process, and you know you're crushing people, and people are getting injured, and it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you, because as a business, you don't want to have the reputation of the bully on the block that just hurts people and injures people, and you know some other people might get into great shape, and then if you don't get into, it's either you get into great shape, ridiculous shape, or you get fucking injured and you hurt yourself, and then you're discouraged from training. Like if I'm an older woman or an older guy, let me say maybe in his 40s, 50s, 60s, and I'm doing CrossFit and I get hurt, right? Now I'm going to be that much more tentative to go to a personal trainer or go to the gym. I'm not going to have the confidence I once had, if I even had it at all, right? And I'm definitely not going to have the confidence to throw a barbell over my head in a push press, clean and jerk, or a snatch or something like that, right? So it's a very sensitive thing when you're working with the public and when you're working with people that need coaching, because a lot of people aren't ready for CrossFit. They're not qualified for high intensity circuit training, and people are just getting thrown into this this mosh pit of exercises, and they're not really being qualified to do so. So I think it's silly. I think there needs to be more of a process to kind of get people ready to do these things, right? Personally, what I do, and again, I am not the best personal trainer, far from it, but what I do is, and I feel is right, is I work on a lot of soft tissue work, soft tissue quality, right? We work on a lot of squatting patterns and mobility, and make sure the person slash athlete is ready to do a deadlift, ready to do a squat, or we modify the exercise so it's appropriate for them. Is that model going to make me as much money as a CrossFit model? Absolutely fucking not. But it's also going to reduce or eliminate exercises and people that are going to get hurt or make people hurt, right? So my goal as a coach is basically do no harm, right? If you come to me and you're like, hey dude, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to get jacked, I want to play golf better, and my shoulder hurts and I don't want it to hurt anymore, I want to do my best to help you with that. But my main thing is that I'm not going to make the situation worse than it already is, because that's bad and that should never happen. So as a coach, do no harm first, right? So back to CrossFit. CrossFit, like I said, has been fantastic to bring awareness of health and vitality and diet and nutrition and sleep and working out and exercising. That's a fantastic thing. But at the same time, along with that, it's brought along this truckload of injuries, and 3 out of 4 people, 75% injury rate. So to me, that's unacceptable, right? 75. If people came to me, if 75% of my clients were injured, I'd be out of business, right? So that is not a good idea in my opinion. I think that you can work systems that can make CrossFit both business friendly, but also able to provide a service where people don't get injured at the rate they're getting injured. Listen, you're going to have injuries all the time. It doesn't matter what you're doing, what sport you're playing, right? Football, baseball, soccer, maybe not so much golf, but martial arts, right? You're gonna get hurt doing a lot of these different sports and lifts, right? Shit happens. I understand that. But as a coach, as a trainer, as a business owner, we must minimize that to a bare minimum, and that's what's gonna make us better coaches, have better athletes, and be better business people, right? So that's just one guy's opinion. That's my opinion. Again, my name is AJ. You can find me at zenstrength.net. If you like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe, go for it. I encourage it. And leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.